Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I am building my so-called dream apartment in The Sims 4 and it's called Pussy Palace. I am not proud of that and I probably wouldn't have named it that way, but it's too late now. Sorry, it's been done. Anyway, the first thing that I want to say is that I have no taste in interior design whatsoever, and as I was recording this spit build yesterday, I was so scared of like people coming into this video expecting, you know, like some minimalistic Pinterest and instead finding the tackiest apartment that has ever been built in The Sims 4. By the way, I have to give credit where it's due, and this apartment I actually downloaded from Lil Simsy because she changed the floor plan from one of the apartments that come with The Sims 4. What's the pack? City Living? And basically she just did it better than I could have ever done it. So anyway, the first thing that I did was build the living room, and I don't want to get cancelled for using that animal rug that I used because of course I wouldn't use like a real animal rug if I had something like that in my real house, because you have to understand where I'm coming from. Yesterday I was just, you know, in my computer and all of a sudden I come across this picture that I don't remember downloading. I'm gonna put it right here so that you can appreciate it. And like, I don't know who this woman is, I don't know where it comes from, like Google didn't help me either, but I think she's so cool. She looks so cool, like her whole vibe is just immaculate. I wanted an exact replica. I didn't do it at the end, you will see. It ended up looking like, you know, some basic Pinterest crap, but I did like the end result, I'm not gonna lie. And if you don't, I honestly get it because I have no fucking taste when it comes to interior design, I swear to god. I have a friend called Moira who decorates her house as if she was in like an 80s soap opera type of thing. Like, she's very into art deco and shell chairs and beautiful lamps and all that stuff, and I kind of wanted to replicate that in this apartment, but I didn't do it because I thought I'm not gonna steal this from my friend because I respect her enough. But yeah, I guess this apartment will tell you a lot about my personality, and to be honest, I am terrified of that because the kitchen, for instance, oh my god, it's the worst kitchen that you could ever imagine, and I regret it so much, but I really liked it when I was building it yesterday, so I will respect my past self's decisions, you know, because what the hell am I gonna do about it? Anyway, I want to talk about something more interesting now, and that is, in order to provide entertainment for you, I will tell you a secret. I have a crush, and I don't know if I should tell them, because do I look like the type of person who would have enough courage to tell her crush that she likes them? No way. Like, I would rather die, because I can tell if this person likes me back. Anyway, if you're my crush, or you suspect you're my crush, you should totally tell me, right? Before I do it first and regret it for the rest of my life. Well, here's an update from the same day that I recorded this video. I ended up telling my crush that I like them. Anyway, something that I want to talk about right now is YouTube, because number one, I'm a YouTuber, and number two, I spend so much hours on YouTube on a daily basis, and like I said before in my last video, I was so afraid of starting this channel, but it's gotten me like so many things in such a short time. No money, of course, or like a proper community or whatever, but still a lot of like self-enjoyment that I think has been extremely beneficial for like my mental stability during lockdown, because I literally don't leave the house like at all unless I really have to when I have to work. But outside of that, I've been at home for like what, 10 months now, and of course I am aware that that's something that my privilege has allowed me, but like if I hadn't started any type of project during this time, I would have literally lost my mind. Because if you didn't know, I don't go to university or plan to go to university in the future, at least not anytime soon, and that's something that I want to talk about as well, because I've had a lot of people tell me, well, especially older people, that I basically have to go. I used to be so confident in that decision like my entire life, because number one, I couldn't possibly afford it unless I really want to or have to, and then my family would have to make a lot of sacrifices for that. And number two, I don't think I could learn that way because I suffered so much in high school. Of course I am not the only one, but I suffered so much in high school, not really because of not having any friends, because the truth is I did have friends, and sometimes I speak as if I hadn't, and if you're one of them and you're watching this, I am sorry if I ever talked about you as if you had never been my friend. I deeply regret it, but what really made my high school experience miserable was the fact that I just couldn't get myself to do homework. Like, I graduated in 2019, but the last time that I think I did homework was 2016 maybe. And I personally blame that on the fact that I lived 2 hours away from my school, and I was also suffering from really bad anemia at the time, which pretty much meant I would finish school, ride the bus back home for 2 hours, and go to bed and pretty much sleep because I felt so tired. I was so tired all the time, and of course the anemia didn't make things better. I had severe anemia, like I'm telling you, it took me years to go back to being, you know, normal and healthy. I would literally faint from being so weak. And the worst thing is that the reason I got anemia was because I wanted to be a vegetarian in 2016, but I was extremely stupid about it because I didn't properly research before cutting all the meat from my meals. So of course I got anemia, you know, it was just something that would 100% happen, especially because I don't really eat that much. I could have avoided so much and saved my parents from spending their money and energies into helping me overcome it, but I didn't, so I was just very dumb about it, and I do regret it. Anyway, I am not saying that I am the only person that was going through shit at that time, but you seriously need to understand how tired I felt every single day after coming back from school. So I was pretty much the most irresponsible person, and yet I managed to get away with it because I didn't fail any classes. And I think I forgot to say this, but the second reason why I am so scared of going to university, since it reminds me of my high school experience, is because my life outside of high school was just amazing. Like, I was directing my short films and writing my scripts and reading my movie star biographies and going to see drag queen performances and do drag also so that I could come into the nightclubs without people asking me my age. And I just really loved everything that happened outside of high school so much. I noticed that the majority of my schoolmates didn't. Like, literally the 19% of them were just too dedicated to school and everything that had to do with school and their high school friends and whatever. And I just couldn't relate to that at all because I genuinely didn't give a f. But yeah, now that I'm talking about it, I realized that the problem wasn't really my school, but my health, because I am actually pretty grateful for the school that I went to. I might be saying this only because I am scared that they find this video and think the worst of me after everything they did for me, because my school seriously helped me a lot when they knew that I had anemia. They were very empathetic about that, and also about, you know, my parents, the fact that they couldn't really afford to send me to that school. So yeah, if you're the head of the school seeing this, or I don't know, thank you so much for everything you did for me, seriously. But look at your student now. Are you proud of your student? The fact that she's got a SIMS YouTube channel now? You know something? I have noticed that I cuss way too much in my videos, and I don't know why it happens. I'm so sorry, because I don't even cuss in my first language. So I don't know why when I am speaking in English, I just say all these words that are so horrible. So I apologize to you if you're one of the viewers who find that annoying, you know, the fact that I love to say and so much. Anyway, my ability to concentrate on like life in general previous to recording this video was non-existent. Like yesterday, I would sit down on my computer, I would open the Sims 4 Studio, and my mind would automatically be like, you have to open YouTube now and you need to search for More Than a Woman by the Bee Gees and sit down and watch the whole scene from this movie called Saturday Night Fever, where John Travolta and her female co-star dance to this song. Like, I literally watched that same scene so many times yesterday. If you don't know that movie, I am pretty sure you do know it, because it's this super disco movie from the 1970s. You would probably recognize it with this photo. But yeah, yesterday I just couldn't stop watching that scene, you know? It's very beautiful. I love this song also, and I find it so funny how hard my dad hates on this movie, only because he's literally traumatized from it, because according to him, every single pre-teenage and teenage boy during the 1970s would wear that exact John Travolta fit that I just showed you to parties. And like my dad, who's literally the ultimate I am not like the other boys type of guy, would hate them and think they were ridiculous. I think he saw the film in movie theaters, which I think is so cool, and goals AF. But yeah, every time I mention that movie to him, he's always like, he always gets so mad, and I don't know why I'm telling you about this, but I just think it's hilarious, you know? Anyway, you will notice that I have a huge Lolita poster in my bedroom in this dream apartment of mine, and that is because I love that poster. It's one of my favorite posters ever. And secondly, I used to be obsessed with Lolita when I was 12 years old. Yes, that's creepy as fuck. But I was very deep into the whole, you know, Tumblr community that existed at the time, where the original book had sort of become an aesthetic into a whole lifestyle. And looking back on it, I'm grateful that I didn't do anything dangerous. I never got involved with like an older man or anything, which was of course heavily promoted at the time by, you know, adult women. Looking back on it, I'm very embarrassed. If you don't know Lolita, it's basically a book about a 12-year-old being with a super old guy, like romantically involved, but he's basically her abuser. And I used to be so obsessed with it. But yeah, that whole Lolita thing changed me because I consider the movie, you know, the one from 1997, not the one by Stanley Kubrick, to be the first movie that really got me deep into cinema. Because after Lolita, I just wanted to watch similar movies, and that's how I found, you know, Pretty Baby with Brooke Shields or La Poupée Marie. I don't know how to fucking speak French, but that movie, you know, everything having something to do with the Lolita aesthetic or whatever. Oh my god, that's so gross, but that's who I am, right? And I grew out of it. Just like how I grew out of my, I am a filmmaker, I'm a DIY feminist filmmaker, blah 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 blah. Because now I am a Sims YouTuber, you know? So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it and that you don't have any negative thoughts about me based on how I decorated this apartment. I mean, it's The Sims, alright? It's nothing serious. No, but really, there are so many people out there who take The Sims so seriously, especially within the Sims 4 Twitter community. I am not there, by the way. I don't have a Twitter account at the moment. But from what I've seen, developers of the game get death threats and stuff like that. Like, people fight all the time over which Sims game is best. Is The Sims 3 better than The Sims 4? Is The Sims 4 better than The Sims 3? Who gives a shit? It's a stupid video game. And I say this as somebody who fucking makes Sims YouTube videos. Like, I get to say that, alright? And like, I don't know why everybody forgets that the best game is The Sims Medieval, but I am self-aware enough to know that this is really just, you know, playing Dollhouse but on the computer. And like, what's so serious about that? I feel like I needed to call this out because I never see people doing it, really. And it's toxic. Arguing over fucking Sims is toxic. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed my video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my apartment that I built. I am not entirely sure if that's how I would decorate my own apartment if I had one, because my sister would literally turn into the biggest bully because she's so into minimalistic interior design and everything white and plants and all that shit. Whereas I just want to live in the fucking Madonna Inn, right? The little Simsy apartment had this huge room where I just didn't know what to put, so I created a studio type of thing because what else was I gonna put there? I don't know, fucking kids room. So yeah, it's a studio. I'm not a, how do you call the people who take photographs? Photographer? So yeah, I am not a photographer or anything. I used to be a filmmaker, and I only say I used to be because I have a huge issue with filmmakers in general, like filmmakers nowadays, because a lot of them are just stuck-up people who feel like they're better than everybody for being artists and making art, even though they only make art for like-minded people. And personally, I don't really agree with that. For example, if I, as a feminist woman, was to make a feminist movie that's only comprehensible to other women who have had the resources to, you know, educate themselves on feminism and read theory and stuff, would my movie be really feminist if only women with like some sort of privilege can understand what I'm trying to communicate? Like, I don't know. I don't even know if this is a good topic for a Sims 4 speed build, because I of course want to direct a feature film like one day, and I know exactly what I want it to be about, but I don't know why I didn't say anything smart after that, so I'm just gonna jump right ahead into the cringy montage. Is that how you say it? So yeah, once again, thank you so much for watching. Oh my god, I hate doing this, but please subscribe if you haven't already. I'm gonna try and put out more videos more often because it really shouldn't take me so long to get them out, you know. But if you liked it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you next time.